Welcome to the market update. We're at a hidden place in southeast Minnesota. We're going to find out about this hidden place, where are we at, and who am I here with?
We're in Mantorville, Minnesota, and I'm Miguel Aguilera.
And I'm Danika Hogman.
And what is the name of this restaurant?
This is called Hidden Pines Bar and Grill.
So Hidden Pines Bar and Grill, how did you guys come to make this dream a reality?
2 summers ago now, we were up north working like this food shack on a lake, and we were supposed to be working at a restaurant up there. It was like a resort, and long story short, we ended up opening like a little food shack that was part of the resort, but just a way to kind of get customers to go to that route instead of dine in and sit down and stuff, just to relieve the restaurant of all the busyness and stuff. So doing that for a whole summer, Danica and I, if we weren't there, then it wasn't open. So like we did everything from ordering food to making drinks to prepping the food to actually cooking it, closing it down and stuff. So we did that about 5 days a week. We were home for 2 days. We had a great experience, honestly. It was something that was really cool for us. I grew up doing all that stuff. Danica's been serving for a while before that, and we just went up there, and it was kind of like having our own place, but we still worked for someone, still had someone that, addressed to, and if we had questions or concerns, and we'd go to that person. One day Danica came up with the idea that there's a golf course that we knew that second floor wasn't being used.
This place was vacant?
For the most part. They used it for like events.
Yeah. Okay.
A couple times a year.
Like graduations and whatnot were the most things, some weddings here and there and stuff. And there have been so many businesses that have tried to either open a restaurant or some sort of catering thing or an event space. But for the most part, if there wasn't an event scheduled, then it was just sitting vacant. So then Danica, from basketball, being a basketball coach at high school, she met Brenna, which was the GM at the time, and she kind of got to connect to tour the place and look at it.
So when you came in here for the first time, what was your initial thoughts coming through the door?
I grew up in Mantorville, so I grew up actually coming down here, eating on Sunday morning brunches every night, every other night after basketball, coming down for a burger, chicken tenders, because it was a restaurant probably 10 years ago that it was consistent, and then things kind of went away. Just having that memory of coming down the hill right in my hometown and grabbing food was something that I was like wanting to bring to life again in just a newer, more updated way. And then just with our experience in the restaurants and our passion for the industry, and then knowing the space, granted it was very outdated when we first stepped in here, again after many years of not being in here because we didn't have an event to go to. Early January, and it was very different than what it is right now, but it was brought back my childhood, and I was like, you can't beat this view. You can't beat just the peacefulness out here, and it's hidden gem is what we called it for a long, long time.
And then to come up with what was on the menu, how did you get that inspiration?
So just from growing up with, honestly, a lot of it was market research that Danica and I had to do. So up north, there was this dive bar that was just busy all the time, all summer long, packed, not on the lake, just a little tiny thing. It was just packed, and their food was so good. I remember Danica and I thinking, like, it's so simple. Like, the food was nothing crazy, nothing that you haven't seen before, but they just did it right. And it was just, you knew the quality,
the quality
behind it.
Kind of their own twist to things too, and I know a lot of we kind of chatted with the girls that worked there often because we started going there often while we lived up there, and they're like, oh, our chicken is hand battered, our burgers are hand pattied, and some of those things that we were like, oh, no wonder why their food is so good, because they take time into it. And it's usually really busy, but even the times we're not there, it does take a little bit longer to get your food, and it's because they're taking the time to, hand dip their chicken for their chicken sandwich. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but once you've tasted the difference, you're like, oh, like so much more time into creating a batter that's really good for the chicken, and the homemade burgers and the cheese curds and the...
You're making my mouth water just talking about it. So what are some of the top things you would say that are selling right now on your menu?
I would say our chicken avocado sandwich is probably what we're known for when people think of our menu. That's probably one of the first things that they go to is the sandwich. Again, chicken just fresh, and the ingredients, they seem so simple. It's like chipotle mayo, avocado, cheese, bacon. But once you put it all together, and especially on the bun that we use, it's a whole wheat bun, which I like to tell people because it does not taste anything like that. And people are like, not that it's anything cool or special, but it's just, I thought it was really cool. But that's probably one of our most popular. other than that, our salads this summer took off for sure.
Right now, our apple cranberry salad has a homemade maple vinaigrette, so that's been a hit. People have been asking, "What's the recipe? Can I buy that?" Also, our wings, our boneless wings, are hand dipped, and they're really good. Just light batter, really good chicken. Like you can actually see the whole chicken breast. You know what you're eating.
With the salads, there was one salad that we had this summer that was called the Very Berry salad. Obviously, being summertime, berries are easy to find. They're cheaper, so it's no big deal. But fall time, berries go out of season and they get really expensive. Jake and I knew that we had to transition away to something else. So when we took that off the menu, we got a lot of people being like not happy, people saying that's their favorite thing. That's the only thing they came here for was the salad, just for lunch, like multiple times a week. So then we transitioned to the apple cranberry salad. Now people like that better. So now when spring comes back around, to transition back, it's gonna be fun. So
Keep people coming, which is great.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about your hours, when people can expect to see you open.
So right now we're open currently 11 a.m. every single day. Gets a little wonky with closing time, just being in a smaller town.
Yep.
For sure Friday. I mean, pretty much every day till 9 for sure. Sundays right now we close at 7 or 8. Just depends. If people come in at 7 after like a basketball event, we're never going to turn people down. So if people are in here, we're not going to shut the doors on them. But yeah.
And how about some of the specials? Like I noticed you have a happy hour on the sign. What are you advertising as far as happy hour or other things?
Yeah, this fall we really encouraged high school students to come out here after football games, and so we kind of want to keep that going throughout the year too. After basketball games, it's a local place, so parents can trust that their kids are going 10 minutes away versus having to drive into Rochester, which we always had to do. So we did a bunch of deals for the kids after games, wings and nachos, and they would just order a ton of it and then they'd share it all. So it was really fun to see that. We do have a happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 6. Just a couple of deals on our beers and cocktails.
And we do every month we have a new special of the month. So whether it's we've gotten this groove of rotating between 1 month will be a burger, the next month will be a flatbread. But that's kind of what we're doing right now. So every month there's something new. So people it's either things that customers come up with, like, oh, you should have a burger that has this and that on it. It's like, okay, like we talk to enough customers and they all agree, and it's like, okay, throw it up there, and then we usually name it after someone or think of a name somewhere or something. But a lot of it's feedback from people and what they want to see on the menu that we probably don't necessarily want to put on the menu at all time. But now, like, we have a barbecue flatbread that was here for the summer that something that Danika came up with that people really liked, and it got enough feedback where we put it on the menu now, so it's on there permanently.
So for those that have never come out here to the golf course, they haven't been to an event here, how would you explain to them how they can find this hidden gem in the hills?
What I learned fast about Mantorville is that there's a lot of back roads leading here. So if you know the back roads, it's probably a shortcut, good for you. But if not, like me coming from Rochester, I would get on 14, take the Casson exit, head towards Hubble House, and then you'll see the street signs from there on your way to Hubble Houses. We have street signs now that make it easier for people to find the place. Or else Google address is up to date. So
awesome. And then for those that want to follow online to see some of these specials, some of the events that you have going, where can they go online to follow you?
So we have a Facebook page, Hidden Pines Bar and Grill, or else our Instagram is at Hidden Pines MN. So that's usually where we post most of our things on there.
All right, be sure to go follow. Congratulations on your new place.
Thank you.